here we are, folks. The next step is to make sure that the neck is straight. So as work begins in earnest on the neck, this is how we do that. Put it on a flat countertop, not Captain Caveman's countertop, something nice and flat, nice and even. And put the nut right over the edge there, so all the frets are on the flat surface. Press down here, take a look level-wise and see where we're at. And we can see with this neck, we definitely have a back bow. So, in order to remedy that, truss rod time, back bow, lefty loosey. Just gonna make probably a full revolution for that amount of a back bow. Do it in quarter turns, third turns. Maybe let the guitar neck set for a little while. The wood sort of even out, because you want to make sure that the neck is totally straight for the next step. So we bring that over here. We'll put that aside for a second. And this is what we're gonna need. I actually got this out of the garbage, heap at a swap meet. My wife's like, "What are you taking that for? It's a piece of garbage." And there's all broken little vials in there. It's an old level, but it's steel. It's solid. The thing is solid and it's flat. And you can see I've used it quite a few times for what I'm about to use it for. We're going to get about 200, 220 grit sandpaper, fine sandpaper, good sandpaper. And looks like it's unsanded up top there. Unusual. Okay, anyway, we're going to take it. We're going to, on the back, we're going to lay it like this, right? We're going to put this here. We're going to trace it off. We're going to cut about 2 strips, enough to cover this whole side here. We're going to take those strips, spray them down on a piece of newspaper with craft bond on the back. Make sure they're firmly adhered here. Make sure the space probably be right here. That's generally where my space is, you can see. And make sure that it's, flush. It totally covers it. And once you have that sandpaper covered it, you're going to take the neck. You don't have to tape it for this, actually. And you're going to just hold it like this. And be mindful of that bone nut. And you're just going to... Now, the way you're going to know it's leveled, before you start doing that, you're going to take a black Sharpie, right? And you're going to, just on the crown of all the frets, you're going to draw a black line going down the center, a thin black line. Be real careful, you know what I mean? If you want to put like a little piece of cardboard here while you're doing it so you don't, mark up the fretboard, even though it is, you know what I mean, rosewood, you probably can see it, and it is a pain in the ass, so just be careful. Make sure they're all marked up completely. Every one of them has a thin line going down the crown of it. And then as you sand it, right? Once all those lines are gone and you just got metal again, you know that it's 100% level. Now, with this particular neck, it was a very good, I don't know if you can see, it's going out of focus here. Okay, it's a very good fret job actually came on this. You know what I mean? But I did see 1 or 2 that look like they're a little high. But there is no jagged side. There's a very nice rollover done. The Chinese one that I'm, arguing with eBay right now, I mean, that you cut your finger right off. I mean, it was so bad. So this one, I'm not going to have to do anything really to. For a rosewood neck, you don't have to tape it for this either. If you have a maple neck, you're going to want to tape the frets. Get a miller's file, right? Curve. Going this way, all miller's files have like a curve, straight file, or people call it miller's file, straight file. And you're going to hold it at that little, rollover, whatever rollover you like, where you're just going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, until you have no more, jagged things. And you could feel it, you'll feel it immediately. And then you're going to follow it up with an emery board, old-fashioned emery board. First, you're going to do this side, and then you're going to do the fine side, and then, you can even go with the crocus paper at the end. I have a piece of crocus right here that I always generally, I'm cutting pieces off of for any kind of metal work. So that's the last step. I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, that's extreme. I am going to use a little bit of crocus paper on here when I'm done with the 220 grit, just to get a little shine back. You know what I mean? And next thing I'm going to do after I have the frets leveled, I'm going to pop out these plastic fret markers, and we're going to put the clay ones in there. We're just going to drill a little hole in each one of the little markers, stick a soldering iron inside the hole, I don't know, 10 seconds. You can see a little smoke, and then you just wobble around, you'll see it start to move, then you can pull it right out. You got to pull it out with like a screw. You take like a screw, you stick it in there, right? Something like this, and just, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can see. It's a screw, folks. You know what a screw looks like. You stick it in there, you pop it right out while it's hot, while the glue's hot. And you're going to want to tape it off before you... I use like a clay compound. I mean, some people actually have like dots they try to put in there. It's really tough. So I use like a clay compound that sort of mimics the look and the feel of the ones that Leo used. It's like a fiberboard water putty sort of mix that I make with a little bit of coloring in it. And blah, 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 blah.